Hello everyone, welcome back. This is episode 3 of Thermal Expansion, Buildcraft, Railcraft and Forestry. I'm back on the server and I've got some cool things to show you. So let's go on. As you can see, I've built the portal. I needed it to get some stuff from the Nether. Okay. This is running as it was last episode. I had to take away one of these engines because the engine I used for pumping oil was blown up, so this has had to be sacrificed because I didn't want to make another one, and I will show you why now. I have been experimenting with some thermal expansion things. So this here is a compression dynamo. It uses fuel and water to produce redstone flux. So if I go on this is redstone flux. This is like a capacitor that stores it. It's called an energy cell. The engine is exactly the same as this. It uses fuel and water. The difference is though that it doesn't create Minecraft joules, which is what you're seeing here. It actually creates redstone flux, as I said. And redstone flux is the power source used by thermal expansion. You can also put redstone flux into Buildcraft machines, and it has an advantage which you can store it in here. So let's have a look. The reason why it's not storing anything at the moment is because these machines are using it. So if I go and turn off this machine by taking this out, I'll tell you what these machines do in a second. And now if I have a look, what is this like? Okay, this is still filling up. So each machine has its own reserve of redstone flux. So let me tell you what each of these machines... If I'm wondering why I'm sniffing, I've got a bit of a cold. So sorry about that. I'll try and remove it. So let me tell you about these machines. So we've seen this. This is the engine. It's called a dynamo, but it's essentially an engine. It produces redstone flux. This is a energy cell. It will store the energy if we're not using it. At the moment we're using all of the energy. So the first machine here is a pulverizer. You put in an ore and it turns it into a pulverized version of that ore, which is very good because you can put in an iron ore and it will turn into 2 pulverized iron ore. And what this means is you can smelt that and you get 1 bar per pulverized. So you're essentially doubling your production of that ore. And also you need it for some recipes. So pulverized obsidian is used to make hardened glass. I'll go into that in a minute. This thing here is an induction smelter. It combines 2 things to produce another thing. So one example is you need pulverized obsidian and pulverized lead, and you create hardened glass, which is used in several recipes. This thing here is a magma crucible. This is interesting. It turns blocks into liquids. So it can turn redstone into redstone liquid. It can turn cobblestone into lava, which is what I was doing now. In fact, I can demonstrate that. So if I put the cobblestone in, it uses the redstone flux. You can see here, this is the bar telling us how much it's how far it's gone so far, and this is where it will store the lava. I've actually got it set up so as soon as the lava is created, it will go out the back, which is what this face is, and into this machine here. This machine takes lava and makes obsidian. So if I take that obsidian out, that was from before. Now when this other machine finishes, any second, you'll see lava will come in here. There we go, that's from that machine. And now it's going to create obsidian using lava and water. And that lava will disappear and we have an obsidian, which is a really awesome way of making obsidian because we've not expended any lava, because all we're using is energy from here to create the lava using the magma crucible. So as long as we have a supply of energy, we can create lava, which means we can create obsidian. And obsidian is used for several things in this mod. Okay, next machine, fluid transposer. All it does is it takes fluid from this here and puts it into things. You can put it into buckets, you can put it into different... You can also put it into objects. So these objects here had to be infused with redstone liquid, which is what I did. And we'll look at that later when I create more of these pipes. But as you create the empty pipe, you put it here, make sure you've got redstone liquid in here, and it goes inside and creates a redstone object. In this case, it was an energy conduit, which is what these things are. And this is an energy cell. Both required redstone. And finally, we have the redstone furnace. This is the thing I've been going on about. It's really quite amazing. So I've got some sand here. As you know, if I cook sand in a normal furnace, I'll get glass. So if I put sand in this furnace, I'll get glass as well. But look how quick it is. That's much quicker than a regular furnace. And also, we're not using any kind of coal. We are just using pure energy, well, redstone flux energy. And I've got some glass. And the redstone flux energy is coming from these engines. So my plan is to swap out these Buildcraft engines for redstone flux engines, or dynamos as they're called, because like I said, Buildcraft machines can run off redstone flux, but you can't use Minecraft joules, which is what these engines produce, to run thermal expansion machines. So if I want to have one energy mainframe, one energy system, then I do have to switch to these redstone flux. And like I say, it has advantages. You can store it. At the moment, for example, I know that this energy is being used to power the refinery, but I've got to kill this guy. Come at me, guy. Hey, guy. You're dead. Oh, he dropped some redstone. Did he? No, that was me. Whoops. That engine turned off now because of that. Oh well. Oh shit, zombies. Oh, he dropped a potato. I've already got some though. I got it in the last video. Here it is. Oh, great. So yeah, yes. At the moment, this is running the refinery, and that's fine. But at some point, I'm probably going to turn off the refinery because I'll have enough fuel. And then what that means is if these engines are running, they will explode, because if the Minecraft joules don't go anywhere, these pipes explode. And if me or Trashy Flowers aren't using any energy, then it will explode, and that's annoying because you have to keep starting the engines up, blah blah blah, and it's really frustrating. So with the redstone flux, the engines can be running and storing into these cells, and that's great because that's just free energy, because you can turn off the engines and just keep the energy from the cells. And they can create a more complicated power supply, power network, because if you put a cell, so let's say I've got the power station here, and I put a cell between Trashy Flowers and the power station, I can limit the amount of power that she can draw by setting these, so you can set the maximum output. And what that means is I can kind of control how much energy is being used and know when she's using too much, make it so that the energy is being shared fairly amongst the machines. So it's all very good. It's all quite complicated, but it can create some awesome things. Let me show you here. This oil is nearly full. Wow, look at that. It's actually going down at the moment because I just finished pumping some oil over here. So I'm just going to move that now. Where is it? I think it's over. Oh, I think it's over here actually. Yes, here it is. There is a little bit of oil left here. I'm wondering if I should just do this with buckets. Let me see how much is here. I could just do this with buckets. I'm just going to do this with buckets because it's a lot. It's not a lot of effort to move the pump. It's enough effort and uses enough fuel that it's slightly annoying. I mean, look, I've already got rid of nearly all of it because this is flowing, and I'm just getting rid of source blocks. And there's plenty of big places that I need to pump from, big oil fields. So it's kind of a waste moving the pump there. Is that it? Yeah, look. So that's it. 4 buckets, and I would have moved a pump for that. What a waste of time that would have been. So let me put that in there. This is actually an oil well. That, and I'll show you. That goes all the way down. Look at that. All the way down into a huge, what's it called? A huge open area, a huge chasm in the bottom, which is filled with oil. So that's never going to run out for a long time. Okay, so Trashy Flowers was quite annoyed with the amount of lava that was sitting in front of her house because she kept falling in it. I did as well. So that's why I pumped this area. All the oil is gone. This used to be full of oil. Took a while. That's where all that oil in the tank came from. So now I've done that, I need to find the next place that I want to remove oil from. The next place that's slightly annoying. And I think, actually, I've got rid of all of the... Look at this. It's completely gone. Let me think. Well, that could be removed with buckets. That's fine. That's another oil well. So that needs to be pumped at some point. But that'll take a long time. Okay, there's lots of oil here. But I wonder... Yeah, see, this could be... this should be taken away by buckets, I think. But that's a lot. Look at this. That's a lot of buckets. The thing is, there's not much oil here because it's just 1 block deep. So it's 1 bucket for each block. Which is okay, I guess. Maybe I could create a temporary... Yeah, I could do that actually. What I'll do is, at some point, I'll create a minecart rail network with oil tanks, and I can fill them up and then just move the minecart over to the tank and then fill it the other way. And that means that I don't have to run back and forth to get that oil. But at the moment, that oil over there is not causing a problem. What me and Trashy Flowers are going to do is we're going to flatten this area and create a staircase up to her bee area so that we don't have to continuously traverse this annoying terrain. Okay, this is fine. I'm going to... let me just double check. This side, yeah, look, all the oil is gone. This is great. I'm going to actually set up the pump. Perhaps to pump this, because I know that she's going to get annoyed with this too. So let me set up the pump and I'll be right back. Right, I've moved the pump, engine, etc. to here. I have put the pipe all the way along from the tank to here, and now I'm ready to turn this on. Water, engine, yep, okay. So I'm just going to start it off with a little bit of oil. There we go. I'm going to flip the switch, and let's see it work. Somebody wants to come and have a look. Hello. Die. Yep, I can see a very narrow beam of oil going up. It'll get thicker, obviously, as the engine heats up. And look, already it's gone down a bit. Let's go and have a look. And we should see it pouring into our oil tank. God, this terrain really needs to be flattened. We're going to do that next, I think. Let's go. Oh, whoops. I need to have a better staircase too. Okay, up here. It's really difficult to see now, but I think, yeah, I can see it pouring in. It's all good. Yep, I can see it. Brilliant. Well, that's good. That's one job done. Okay, on to the next thing. One of the things I'll have to do before I can switch over to the redstone flux power grid is I'm going to need to have enough pipes, or energy pipes, so that I can supply Trashy Flowers' base without interrupting her. There's a lot. It goes all the way from here over to here to her base. So I'm going to have to count the pipes, find out how many there are, and then make sure I build enough of the redstone flux equivalent ones, because unfortunately you can't put a redstone flux pipe to a Kinesis Minecraft Joule pipe. which is really annoying. So the whole system needs to run off redstone flux pipes, and they're quite expensive, but I do have enough resources to make them. So I just want to make too many because it's a waste. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that. Okay. 6. Oh wow, it goes that way too. Okay. 7, 8. So I counted about 64, but I lost count along the way. So I'm just going to make a stack, and if it's not enough, I'll have to make some more. They're quite expensive. I don't want to go over the number that I'm going to make. Right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to make it so I can get some redstone liquid. Now to do that, I want it to go into this fluid transposer, not into this magma igneous extruder. So I'm just going to change up where the stuff goes. So orange means exit, so I'm going to make it exit out the side instead, and the side into this machine, and this is accepting on that side. So that should be good. I'm going to now put in some redstone. I'm going to do redstone blocks because they take longer, but you can put more in. I can just leave it running. Oh, yeah, that's not how you do it. Whoops. Okay, let me just... Yes. Hold on, there must be a better way to do this. It's 3, right? So 3, 3, and 3. There we go. And there's more, but I'll just do this. And then, yeah, that's it. So that's all I can get. 28. 28. So let me pop 28 in here. Pop the engine on to make sure we actually have energy. Okay, and there we go. So we can see it's turning it into redstone liquid. It has a name. Destabilized redstone. So it's called destabilized redstone. It's going in here, and now it's waiting for. That's pretty quick. So now it's going to be waiting for me to transpose the liquid into something. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to make some of the pipes. It's the other way around. Is it the other way around? What is that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's more electrum than hardened glass. That's fine. So I'm just going to make all of these. It's 42, still not enough. So I'm going to have to do some smelting. So I'm going to create some electrum blend by mixing pulverized silver with pulverized gold. 24, that's fine. I'm going to smelt these in this cooker. And while that's doing it, I'm going to transpose some redstone into these. So if I drop that there, it should start creating them. And there we go, redstone energy conduit. It used the redstone quite quickly, so I don't think we'll have a problem with this overflowing. Excellent. We've got some more electrum here. So I'm going to use. Let's make some more. Because these pipes are essentially going to be what drives the entire power network. So I need loads of them. There we go. So if I go over the top, it's not going to be a big deal. Just keep doing this while I'm waiting. Oops. I think that's enough. So I'm now going to... Oh wow, okay, so we're running out of energy here because I'm cooking. But that's fine, because once I finish cooking, we should have the energy back. Oh, this is off. It's run out of fuel. Right, so I didn't bother setting this up with a pipe because I didn't think I'd use that much. So I'm just going to grab some more from buckets. Can we back on? Oh. Okay, it wasn't turned on. Let me get some more buckets anyway. Shh. Oh god. Wow, I don't want that creeper blowing up next to those tanks because even if you remove one block from the tank, all of the liquid disappears. So that would be all of the fuel I produce and all of the oil I pumped would just be gone. I would actually rage. I would rage. But yes, keep away creepers. I do not want to see me angry. More fuel here. Into there. How much has this got now? Yeah, it's enough. Is this running again? It's running quite slowly. It's because this has run out. This is done now. This should be quicker now. The way it works is the more empty this is, the slower this runs. So you have to let it charge up. In reality, really, I should really be doing this with the power station, all turned into these dynamos. But then I wouldn't be able to give Trashy Flowers any energy, and she might get upset. So because her bees use quite a lot of energy. It's fine. I can just wait. This is going slowly, but this should fill up quicker than it uses the energy. Hopefully. I could always just get another one of these. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to grab another one of these dynamos because I'm going to need them anyway. I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the compression dynamo. I also had to get another aqueous accumulator because of the water usage of the engines, of the dynamo I should say. So I'm just going to take out this and this. I'm going to pop the aqueous accumulator in the centre, put water there because it needs water either side. Pop down the compression dynamo, and I've got my redstone conduits here. I should just be able to do this. There we go. I'm just going to make a... I don't need a switch actually, because a lever, sorry, because I'm just going to have them running all the time anyway. And the final thing to do is get some fuel, which I'm just going to grab from over here as usual. It's going to be even more of a pain now, because I'll have to grab it for 2 dynamos, but it's okay. This is really only temporary. So I'm not that fussed about having to grab fuel like this for now. And there we go. 2 running. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, this is actually going up now. Before it was going down while we were producing. Now it's going up, which means this should just be able to run permanently. Oh, look, we've got 64 in there already. Okay, wow, we've got loads here. This is going to be enough for what I need to do. So I'm going to start placing these down in to replace Trashy Flowers' existing power cables, power pipes, and I'll be right back. Right, I've just upgraded all the pipes. I've also upgraded the power plant to the new compression dynamos that are going to work with the redstone flux. I took apart some of the pipes here just because this is going to be moved soon. I'm going to quickly talk through. I also set up the pipes. The redstone flux pipes that will go to Trashy Flowers. So if I look here, this runs all the way from this energy cell, which will store energy. If I look at it, it's running low, so we need to turn the power on soon, but it'll last for a while. So if I walk down here, this goes all the way to Trashy Flowers base, goes up here to the level in which her buildings are. And its branches off. This goes to one of her machines. As you can see here, I've had to put a leadstone energy cell just to control the use of energy. Unfortunately, the forestry machines will drain as much energy as they can, even if they're not being used. And what that meant was, even if just this machine here wasn't working because another machine was using all the energy, so this acts as a buffer controlling how much energy each machine can use. Also, with these energy cells, you can set them so they require an input to be turned on or off, which means you can add a switch to the machines and control them, which you can't usually do. So here we go, this is another set. There's 2 there, one for each squeezer. And over here, this is for the... Sorry, this is the squeezer, and over here are the 2 carpenters, my bad. Okay, enough of looking underground. I'll go and show you what's above ground. It's like a rat run underneath the base. This is going to be very cool once I've set this all up. It's a bit ugly at the moment, but I'm just trying to get all the concepts down first. Okay, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up here. All this messy landscape. I'm going to sort that out in the next episode. Here we go. So this is the centrifuge. That's the leadstone energy cell we were looking at from underground, and as you can see, you can turn it on or off. At the moment it's turned off, I believe, but you can turn it on. There's not really any kind of sign here to show whether it's on or off, but I have done that over here. So as you can see here, the carpenters are both off because the redstone torch is off, and I can turn it on by doing that, and now it's using energy. If I turn it off, it's not using energy.
So, I mean, it's a good... In the previous setup, they were always using energy and the engines always had to be on. In this setup, you could leave them on and it would have the same effect. But by turning it off, we can save the energy and store it, which is very useful. And over here is the... this was my test to see how I could transfer the switch down. But in the end, I settled for putting it on top. Over here, we have the squeezer. Again, I think it's turned off. It's very difficult to tell. The way you can tell is you turn the input off and see if it goes down. And it's not going down, which means that it's not using anything. Because if there's nothing coming in and it was using 50 every tick, we would see it go down, but it's not. I'm going to add the torches to each one just because it will be easier. So if I show you now, I've turned it on. So if I put this down, we can see it going down, which means that this is using power, even though it's not doing anything. Very annoying that the forestry mod does that, but there we go. Nothing's perfect, and we have a solution. It's not that expensive. Uses a bit of lead, which is very abundant. The only expensive thing is the electrum bar, which is 1 gold and 1 silver. Well, half a gold and half a silver because you pulverize it. So that's very cool, and this is really good. Just going to go down here. So the next thing I need to do is I'm going to turn these new engines on because dynamos. Sorry, I keep calling them engines. These are actually called dynamos. If I look here, this is it's going down quite slowly. I have set they're only using 50 each, and there's 4 machines. So that's 200 a tick, and this stores a large amount. So 200 a tick is not that much, especially when these produce so much a tick. So I'm now going to turn these on. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flood the engines with fuel. This pipe now runs down underground and up here. So as soon as I flick this on, we should see fuel running through. Actually, before I do that, there's just one thing I realised I need to do, which is I haven't set up the refinery with the new NG system yet. So I would just be using this fuel and not creating any more fuel. I've got so much oil, I really should be refining. I found some more diamonds, so I'm going to create some more refineries as well. So I'm just going to hook up the refinery with the new energy, and then we'll do the big switch on. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've set up the wiring now that goes to the refinery. As you can see, it's working pretty quick. It's really efficient, in fact. Now, this cell is empty, so we really need to start filling it up. So let me turn this on. We can start putting fuel into the engines. We can see it running already. These engines do happen to have a little bit of fuel in already. This is just because I did allow some in accidentally before. Yep, this all looks good. I'm going to now turn these engines on, and we should start to see energy being put back into the NG cell. There goes Trashy Flowers. I think she's doing some beekeeping. 3, 2, 1. And only one side came on. Oh, whoops, that's right. There we go. Look at that. Okay, I think that'll do it. I added a couple more dynamos just to provide a bit more power. And as we can see here, the power's pouring in. And I think that's a good job. Done. Well, that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, leave a comment below. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.